Welcome to iveeffedup Revenge, where OP could have been the target of revenge herself. I'd like to say that this story deals a lot about bullying, so if you're not comfortable with that, might as well click away. This story was from Reddit user AwayThrone98765. Petty Revenge versus Nuclear Revenge. Obvious throwaway for reasons that will be pretty clear later on. Names have been changed. So I will start off by saying I was never a saint. This happened in high school and the cast is me, 16 female at the time, and a guy I'll name Nuke. In high school, I was your classic princess. I didn't make good grades, but I was part of the in group, if you know what I mean. We made fun of everyone and did all sorts of things that honestly make me cringe as I look back. One kid in particular, Nuke, was easy to make fun of. It was that stereotypical black and chain wearing goth kid which nobody liked. Everyone made fun of him, calling him things like the new Columbine kid. Whoa, 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 that's going a little too far. Never do these stuff, people. And some even pressed crosses against his skin to see if it would burn. What? What the hell is wrong with these people? More about him later though. One day, the school had a fire drill. Everyone had to leave their classroom and walk outside. It was the dullest fire drill ever. Everyone walked slowly and teachers had time to get cups of coffee. One teacher in particular, the one I was in class for at the time, decided she was going to take a break. We all thought, yay, no work in class! Only to return to the classroom after the fire drill was over to find the classroom door locked. No one could get their backpacks and a ton of us had our work considered late because the teacher decided not to come back until the school was done, with a thesis-ridden grin on her face. The petty revenge. I was ticked. I had just decided to actually start working on my grades and be somebody, only to have this witch pull this stunt. So I decided I would get paper clips, bend them back and forth until they came apart in long little metallic pieces, just big enough to put in keyholes. Once the teacher's door was unlocked, I stuck one in. She almost never checked her door, just stuck the key in and turned, then walked away. The next fire drill, she pulled this stunt again, and it was so satisfying when we could still open her locked door and get our work, and trash her room to get back at what she had done before. When any other teacher would do this sort of thing to us, I would just stick another paperclip in their door locks. I'm not sure I support this type of revenge, kinda dirty. I mean, she did describe this as petty revenge after all. What was unlocked stayed unlocked. What was locked stayed locked. This cost them enough in locksmith bills to finally put their foot down and try to find out who was doing it. When the time came to blame someone, everyone decided to blame Nuke, and I took my chance to get off scot-free by agreeing with everyone. So Nuke took the fall. Again, don't do this crap to other people, guys. It's one thing to not to own up to it, and another to blame it entirely on someone else. OP kinda pisses me off in here, actually. Now back to Nuke. He was far more weird than scary, but everyone had a weird feeling about him that we really should have listened to. Rumors would go around that he had STDs, was going to juvie, etc., etc. He was the biggest, easiest target. He always walked around all slumped over like some hunchback and stomped around. This lightened up as everyone got older, but it never fully stopped. Then he finally became disturbing. He actually started standing upright and walking normally, and had this look of no more nonsense on his face. Is it just me, or doesn't it bother you guys that standing upright and walking normally is considered disturbing for these people? Man, I feel bad for you guys. Once again, weird feeling about him that we just chose to ignore, and it would be a huge mistake. Yes, Nuke. Here it comes. He had begun walking around the school with his phone as if he was constantly talking to someone, and always had his backpack with him, which was unlike him. He would only mumble so no one knew who he was talking to or what he was talking about. Of course, phones were not allowed in school, so teachers would try to take it from him. I was told this happened often, but I only saw it once, where after the teacher called Nuke out and demanded the phone, he just turned to the teacher with the biggest "I effing dare you to try" look on his face. No words from anyone, just awkward silence. Then Nuke would just walk away, still talking on his phone. This happened for almost a year and finally reached a point where he was held back a grade 1 year and then was expelled. I'm not sure how, but of course, rumors spread like crazy that he got sent to jail and junk. What's junk? If you guys know, please comment. Make a comment. Tell me what it is. I really don't know. The nuclear revenge. I was skipping school like a good little angel and was shopping around town near the school. I noticed a figure on the other side of the street wearing black and chains and carrying a backpack filled to the brim. I was surprised to see him. I was starting to believe the jail rumors. Having grown up just a tiny bit, I did want to apologize to him about the paper clips. So I crossed the street and caught up to him. He still had that aura of being weird and awkward, but far more serious than ever before. I got his attention and explained everything as he just stared at me. When I was done apologizing, he looked away, nodded, and then dropped his backpack. He pulled out this folder with my name on it and told me that I should probably not let anyone see it. I opened it up and saw dozens of pictures of me. They were all of the questionable things that I was doing. Substances, things with the boys, you get the idea. I was utterly creeped out but had a realization. This was one folder from his backpack, and he had a ton more. And I could make out a couple of names of other students and teachers. I looked back at the photos and noticed they were all at a weird angle, and it hit me. He wasn't talking on his phone. He was recording everything he walked by. Wow. I mean, that must have took a lot of effort to do, and he was doing this for like an entire year, was it? He must be really raging inside to have been driven to do this. Anyways, all I could think of was to say, thanks, I'm sorry. He just nodded again, zipped up his backpack, and walked off. I burned that folder next chance I got. Time passed and I hadn't heard anything about Nuke again. Not in a normal way though. It was as if everyone suddenly could not or would not talk about him at all in any way, shape, or form. I was telling my mother about it, trying to confide in her until she realized who exactly I was talking about. And she freaked out. Told me to never ever say his name. Do not talk about him, okay? Of course, I was like, what the F, Mom? How do you even know about him? She finally calmed down and told me about how he went to the town's council while they were having a hearing and proceeded to show small bits of proof about what was going on. Apparently, the school was doing everything in their power to legitimately fail him on purpose, just to have an example of what a bad student looked like. Whoa. As if his classmates weren't enough, even the school itself is out to get him? Damn. He was ready to take everyone in that school down with him, with a mountain of pictures, CDs with videos, and voice recordings to back each and every claim he made. These claims included weapons being brought on campus by dozens of kids, insane amounts of substance abuse by everyone, and even adult-on-child non-consensual acts by the teachers. He demanded that the campaign against him and his future stop, or all things he had shown, and he had a ton more, would be sent out to everyone and threaten the very foundation of the town itself. Before the council could puff up, extra proof was shown to involve the local police doing horrible things as well. Things that they should be arrested for. No arguments were made, and his demands were accepted, and everything on his record was wiped clean. After that, it was made clear no one would talk about him, for fear of him leaking everything that he had. I saw him one last time as he was driving through town. After that, I never saw him again. Frankly, I'm glad I haven't. Not sure what kind of grudges he holds. It's kind of sad that Nuke had to do what he did. Never had to happen in the first place if his environment wasn't so, toxic. However, I do respect him for not choosing the alternate, more violent route that we hear in the news these days. You know what I mean? I do hope he's in a better place now, though. As for OP, I'm glad she apologized. However, she would have completely deserved the revenge if Nuke decided not to forgive her. Again, mad respect for Nuke for not being completely blinded by rage. Still knowing how to forgive. Anyways, I'm looking to try some more types of stories. So far, I've done a person's F-up and 2 revenge stories. One doing the revenge and one getting revenged on. If you have one of your own, do send it at iveeffedup@gmail.com. You can also find the link to the story down in the description below. That's it for today, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Don't be a dick, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!